Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second video of today. Bitcoin is dumping to 87K, so I thought it would be appropriate to record a second video. Now, just to give you an update, today morning we were speaking about Bitcoin when we were trading at $91,900. And I said to you, it's super likely that we continue dumping to collect the liquidity below 89K, as that is what happens during the Wyckoff reaccumulation phase. You go below the prior swing low, you collect liquidity, and then you bounce towards the upside. Well, look, we've done exactly that. We're trading at $87,000. We dumped all the way down to just a few seconds ago to $86,350. It is concerning. And the thing that I'm looking out for is, of course, the daily candle close. The daily candle has to close above 89. That is what I really would like. If not 89, then 88. But we do need to close in some sort of hammer reversal candle, some sort of, exhaustion candle to confirm that, okay, we're not going to dip more and we're trying to find a reversal in the upcoming few days. Because if we close as just a massive red candle, then that's going to be terrible. That is not going to obey the physics of the Wyckoff reaccumulation. You just want to see a minor dip, creates an inverse head and shoulders pattern or some sort of reversal pattern, and ideally reverse back to the upside. So the worst case scenario, or the best case scenario, again, we can create an inverse head and shoulders, we can create some sort of a triangle, but we do need to create something to prepare for a move back towards the upside. If the daily closes in a massive red vomit candle, that is when you need to be worried, because then you are creating a double top, and this double top doesn't look too nice. And guys, by the way, if you want to be dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, because like I said in the morning, I think the best thing to do right now is to be buying as much Bitcoin as possible. If you sign up to Weeks using this link down in the description below, randomly, just any of you could be getting an airdrop worth of 10 to 100 USDT worth in prizes. So you can use the link down below to buy the Bitcoin dip with Weeks. And of course, Coinflare is giving you up to $68,000 worth in rewards. Now, going back to the Bitcoin chart, if this is a double top pattern, then of course it is going to be terrible, but I'm still believing in the case where that, look, we also had a double top-ish formation back in March, April of the previous year, but what ended up happening was just a prolonged consolidation. I think that is what's going to happen today as well. I think we're not going to vomit all the way down into like the early 70K region. Yes, it's possible. Maybe we close the CME gap at 77K. I don't think it is the most likely thing in the universe, but I think the maximum pain point would essentially be at 78,000. And what you could do to prepare for this is to actually open limit orders to buy Bitcoin as much as possible at 77 to 78K. And you can do that again using the links down in the description below. I'll show you how to do limit orders in the next video today and also on the Moon Show as well. So that is the max pain point scenario, in my opinion, and that is closing the 77K CME gap. But in the short term, yes, we're continuing to vomit. It'll be very interesting to see how the S&P 500 opens during the Moon Show today. And if we're not vomiting on the S&P, then there is a chance for a recovery. If we do continue vomiting with the stock market too, then of course Bitcoin will continue its bleed into the early $88,000 region. But we do have a bullish CME gap at 93.5K, and these CME gaps close sooner rather than later. So rest assured, regardless of how much we dump, there is a very good chance that the CME gap is reached and 93.5K is closed once again. The previous time where Bitcoin had such a strong dump was during the Japanese yen carry trade. You can see the same sort of CME gap was created, and just after 2, 3, 4 days, Bitcoin was able to reclaim the CME gap and then consolidate further before eventually breaking to massive all-time highs. But before I end off this video, just to make my message clear, I think the fundamentals of Bitcoin are still incredibly bullish. There's still going to be so much hype about Bitcoin. Usually at this time of the cycle, we can see Bitcoin drop around 30% in price action. It has done this in previous cycles. Altcoins are bleeding more so, like I spoke about in the video this morning. Like if Bitcoin continues dumping, then obviously altcoins will continue to bleed more. But I just think this is a fantastic buy the dip opportunity. Not specifically with leverage. I would personally stay away from that because catching a falling knife with leverage is always a terrible idea. The best thing to do is to catch a falling knife by buying spots DCA because you don't lose until you sell. And obviously, I'm not selling my Bitcoin. I'm not selling my altcoins during this crash. Of course, I want to wait until altcoin season, which, believe it or not, is going to happen. When the Fed cuts rates, altcoin season will happen. Quantitative tightening, terrible for altcoins. You don't want the Fed to be keeping rates for too high, but they will cut it eventually. And when it happens, altcoin season is going to happen. And all the down tokens that you see that have very good business models, they're going to pump like insane. Solana is going to pump. Gala is going to pump probably. Litecoin is going to get its ETF. So I think that will do very well too. AVAX, I'm betting big on. It's just that I love Avalanche and it's down so much and it's just perfect to buy AVAX in my opinion. And then even MicroStrategy. If you are a US investor who has ability to buy MicroStrategy, then I would definitely do some due diligence and check if the NAV ratio with the Bitcoin acquired and how many shares are in circulation, that is looking like a good figure or not, and then decide if you want to invest into it or not. Because I'm personally, if I could buy MicroStrategy, I would buy this dip, but I just can't trade on the financial market yet. So I'll just have to watch and see what I can do about it. But I just think MicroStrategy is looking very good as well, given the fact that they're buying Bitcoin almost every single week. And we know that Bitcoin is going to pump to Valhalla in this cycle. And MicroStrategy is just like a 10x, futures leverage ETF for Bitcoin. But yeah, that is all I wanted to say. And guys, don't be afraid. Don't panic. This happens in crypto. It happens in Bitcoin. It's just another regular Tuesday. So stay tuned for the third update video on I can't even speak. I've lost what's going on, guys. It's just too many pieces of content today. But subscribe to the CryptoKit channel if you want to see the third update video. Subscribe to the Moonshow channel to watch the regular Moonshow stream, and turn on the notification bell if you want to be alerted as soon as something important happens. With that said, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all on the next video very soon. Take care, guys. As always, bye-bye.